Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Friday. I got so much to do today. I got so much. But y'all, I'm coming on here to talk about these Bells. Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's go ahead and have the conversation. Now, y'all know this is one of Carlos King's shows. Carlos King's show. This show, you guys. This show could be so much better for us women. It could be so much better for us women if these women could get it together. I think sometimes these producers play on these women and everybody that's on these shows just to get a rise out of us and to start a lot of drama and mess. Sad part is we continue to watch it. Oh, what are we going to do? All right, I'm going to try and put a positive spin on this show, okay? I'm going to try and do my best. Y'all know I try and find the good in everything. So I'm going to try and find the good in this episode. And y'all, this episode was something else. Oh my goodness, the gift, yikes, that was given to So Gucci. Oh my gosh. All right, so let me say hello to all of you in the chat. Hey, Erin, thank you for being here. She's reminding everyone to click like, subscribe, and share. Remember, y'all, come on now. Share. Thank you, Erin, for being here. Appreciate you. Hey, in my opinion, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Listen, y'all keep being sweet and nice in the chat. Let's have a conversation. All right, so Belle Collective, this latest episode that was out, my goodness. I hope I'm on the right episode because I've been so super busy. But let's chit-chat a minute. This episode was something else. The ladies are still talking about this issue that happened with Tamra. She's upset. And I think she has every right to be upset because Latrice and this one right here, child, they just, they were wrong for what they did. They were really wrong for what they did. They should have never went out and met her ex, Tamra's ex, had a whole conversation and didn't even tell Tamra they were doing that. That was wrong. That's not sisterhood, like Latrice is saying. She's like, that's not sisterhood. And Marie is constantly after Tamra. She's constantly after Tamra. So they're at the breakout room and they're there to smash their problems and to smash items. And they separated into separate groups, but it didn't go so well. It did not go so well. The ladies got into a heated argument. And I'm going to have to side with Tamra on this one, even though, like Marie says, Marie thinks that Tamra does not tell everybody the truth. And if she doesn't, that's her. That's on her. Let's talk about this as far as like a sisterhood. If your sisters or friends with some females and you feel as though one female is not being truthful, we're talking real life. She's not being truthful in conversations she's having, things about her life and all that. You arguing with her, going around arguing, fussing with her is not going to get her to drag out the truth. It's not. It's just going to put a wedge between you and her. But it's not going to force that woman to tell the truth. That's their choice to live a life. If you say the life is a lie, that's her choice. And y'all have to learn this as far as women out here. How are we supposed to have each other to be where we can learn to coexist together and you want to try and force somebody to do something or be something that they don't want to do. I don't spend my time trying to force somebody to be something that I think they should be. I want everyone to be, loving and great person. But if somebody chooses to live a life of lies, that's on them. My life is the truth. And I'm not going to fight with somebody because they don't want to tell the truth. And again, I think sometimes people who always want to stir up mess with somebody is because they just are not happy with their own lives. So that says a lot about Marie. Marie, are you just not happy with your life? And so you just want to pick on who you think is the weakest link in the group? And you think that's Tambra? What's going on? Or is it, Marie, that Tambra seems to be the only one in the group that has a relationship with a guy that's not in a whole bunch of mess? Is it jealousy, Marie? What is it? I don't know, but let me tell you, I don't know how y'all gonna keep on going here. But let's see what y'all saying in the comment. What y'all think about Marie and Latrice? Let's see. In my opinion, she said Letitia and Marie are miserable in their own lives. They're miserable in their own lives. Allegedly, they probably are. Misery does love company. It does. It does love company. And I think what these ladies are doing, they just, just the fights and all this fights and all this stuff going on, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And yes, I do think that Tambra has every right to say that this individual is coming back in her life, and she's going to call her lawyer because he's now trying to get in with these ladies and trying to stir up some more stuff and try and disrupt her peace. When somebody comes and starts trying to affect your relationship with people that you are with, you need to probably do need to lawyer up, especially if they were a situation where you had to lawyer up real, in the past. But when somebody comes and try and disrupt your friendships with these other people, you do have to question the people that are around you. So I think Tamara does have every right to question Latrice and Marie. I think she does have Letitia and Marie. She has every right to question their loyalty and question should she be around them. And yeah, I'd get on the phone and call my lawyer too. Maybe not for Letitia and for Marie, but I would get on my phone with my lawyer to say, listen, this individual is coming back in my life. We already went to court on this. They still acting up. What else we need to do? Because you got to protect yourself. Because people out here in these streets sometimes can be psycho crazy. And Tamara has every right to protect herself. And I'm with Tamara. Tamara's like, y'all should be protecting me. Y'all know I have a situation with this individual where it was legal. And y'all gonna go meet up with him? I'm with Tamara on this one. I'm with Tamara. Now, on the flip side, I can understand what Marie's saying. If you're my girl and you've been with me and you've been lying, I want to know if you've been lying. But I just don't think she did it the right way. I don't think Marie did it the right way. And Marie, this is nothing new. You've been doing this to Tamra since this show started. This is nothing new. So y'all, this is a lot. This is a whole lot. Well, they decide that they're going to be at this place, and Tamara, of course, storms out, and then she says she's gonna call a lawyer. And Marie's like, "Oh, that's not even necessary." I think Marie kind of got a little scared. She said she's gonna call a lawyer, and I think Tamara kind of got scared too. Not Tamara, but Letitia. I think Letitia kind of got scared too. Letitia ran after Tamara and was like, "Listen, girl, let's talk about this. We don't have to go this far. We don't have to do all this, And then Letitia said, "Listen, I'm sorry." She gave her a hug and she apologized, and she said, "I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have went with Marie to meet him, and I apologize." I think that's good. I think that's good that she did that. But women, we got to be more cautious about what we're doing with these relationships. All right, so at this same thing that they were supposed to be having all this peace and everything, so Gucci now has to have a conversation with Latrice. Oh, Lord Jesus, that did not go well. Now, so Gucci is upset because Latrice purchased a property, over $400,000 property with another agent. And as I explained to you guys on last week, yeah, I get it. So Gucci, you're going to be mad. But so Gucci, you're going to just have to let that go. And I don't know if Latrice can really be a real good girlfriend. I think Latrice to me is kind of she kind of like sidewinder, kind of like, snakish moves, I think. And I think that has to do with a lot of maybe Latrice allegedly feels that's how she shows her insecurities. Um, People like Latrice, they want to be loved. They want to be in a friend group. They want to have, great friends. But the problem is they allow their insecurities to break up good friendships that they could have with their friends. They just are not good at that. And Latrice shows me that. Um, Latrice is, oh my goodness. I think Latrice has low self esteem too. I really do. I think that she has a very low thought of herself. Now she styles herself up and makes herself look good. Thank you, Holy Spirit. But she makes herself look good on the outside, but her inside is, I think, toe up. I think her inside, her mental, all that kind of stuff, her self care as far as her self needs some improvement. The outside looks great, but the inside is all broken down. There's a lot that's happened in her life, maybe that, has her feeling that way. Yeah, I mean, y'all get what I'm kind of saying. She seems to be very unhappy, not able to trust, and it's showing in some of these conversations and relationships that she had. Now the two of them, they got to the point where Latrice and Gucci, they got to the point where they was just ready to just scrap it out with each other, throw blows with each other, which I thought was crazy that, they're willing to take it to that extent. This is just, I mean, so Gucci, you are supposed to be this boss real estate agent. Why are you even worried about this little $400,000 deal? Why are you worried about it? Go on to the next deal and make you some money. Stop wasting your time on this one deal, this one transaction. This should not even be, you shouldn't even be angry about that. Let her go ahead and do what she need to do, and you go ahead and do what you need to do. I don't understand these people. I'm trying to find some positive light in all this, y'all. I am trying to find some positive light in here. Let's see what you're saying, in my opinion. She says, Sophia Soguchi needs to focus on business because everyone she's supposed to help find a place or building goes with someone else. No shade, but business is business. And yes, I mean, and we're gonna see in this episode that even Keisha, even she went and got another place. But so Gucci was like, well, the reason why I'm fine with Akeisha getting her own place and using another agent is because Akeisha came to me. Yes, and respectfully so. Yes, Akeisha, you did the right thing. You're supposed to come to your friend and say, listen, I know you're a real estate agent. However, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to work with this agent. I'm just letting you know up front. It has nothing to do with our friendship. It's just that I want to go ahead and use this particular agent and be okay with that. Be okay. I always tell people a lot of times too, because we do real estate also, investment and all that kind of stuff, business management and all that stuff. And I would tell people a lot of times also is it's not always a good idea to do business with your friends. I know you want to give your friend the business and as far as the transaction and stuff like that, but it's not always a great idea because sometimes you have to choose, are you going to have the business or are you going to have the friendship? Sometimes you have to make that choice because one of them sometime will fall off. If you have the business, then what happened, you may end up no longer having that friendship. So those of you who are out there doing business transactions with your friends, be very careful with that. And think about this before you do the transaction with your friend. Think, am I okay with me losing my friendship over this deal? Is this deal going to bring me in enough money that when I lose my friendship, I'm going to be okay with that? Yeah, think about that. I've had to think about that. And let me tell you, honestly, I had to let some deals go because to me, my friendship was more valuable than the transaction. And what I also ended up doing was I ended up telling my friends, listen, I'm not going to do the transaction with you, but what I will do is you get somebody else to do that transaction. I will come in as a friend and give you counsel, not as a lawyer, but counsel as far as the expertise that I know, helping you with looking over the contract, helping with knowing what's the next steps that your agent should be doing for you, giving you some advice. I'll do that because we're friends. But I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. That to me is ridiculous. This crazy. For what? If you don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. What's the real thing? What's really going on? You got to go through all of this over a deal? Just be like, okay, fine. It didn't work out. I'm fine with that. It didn't work out. I'm okay. But don't continue all that mess. All right. So let's go on. Let's go on. These ladies, now this was a whole mess. Well, the ladies did finally sit back down, and Latrice brought it back together, and she said, listen, we supposed to be a sisterhood. We need to break up some stuff. Let's break up some stuff. And they went to breaking stuff, and the ladies, said that they felt better about the whole thing. And I'm glad. They felt better. But what they really are doing, they really were just suppressing the real feelings about each other. They were just holding it over until the next scene takes place. But we have got to do better in this stuff. Thanks, in my opinion. And let me drop the link, in my opinion, because I know you normally have some great tips on this. She also says we have to respect that friends are friends, but business needs to be business. Yes. But here's the thing. If you are a really good business person and you can separate the two, that's great. But the problem is when the other person who you're helping, who's not the business person, but they're your client and / friend, when they're not able to separate the two, that's a problem. Because here's the flip side of that. When you do business, let's say, so Gucci and agent, they're trying to find properties for their friends, and they get in contract, and then something happened, they don't get the deal. That friend will turn on some of their agent friends so quick. That client, the buyer, will turn on their agent friends so fast. Oh, it's your fault. You did this. You didn't give me this. You weren't good. I knew I should have used somebody else. So it's a flip side to that. So again, be very, very cautious about that. Now, if you're really true good friends and you understand, process takes place, and sometimes business don't always turn out the way that you want it to be. And sometimes the agent does everything they could do, but sometimes some agents don't. So both sides. But I'm not going to lose no friendships over it. I have told plenty friends, plenty of them, I'm not the best person for you. Let me refer you to somebody else. Maybe share that commission with that agent and say, listen, this is my friend, but I don't think I should take the lead on this. I'm going to refer them to you. We can co-op the deal together, but you be the one to take the deal because my friend is very valuable to me, very important to me, and I want to keep this friendship. So I'm going to have to separate myself to do this. And agents can do that as well. Some agents don't want to do it because they have to give up part of that commission. But I'd rather give up part of that commission than to give up my whole friendship. I would rather do that. So these ladies are, oh my goodness, they are a lot. They're just a lot. All right, let me drop this really quick here, and then let's get on to this next part. Oh my goodness, because this is a lot. Well, so Gucci's party is coming up, and she's getting ready for this party, and oh my goodness, this party, y'all! I couldn't even think about anything else until I talk about this party. All right. Well, so Gucci, when she met with Aikisha at her house, her beautiful place that she purchased, and they had a conversation. Marie came over and helped her with that, and that was a nice scene. I'm glad that Aikisha now is owning a piece of property there. She don't have to rent anymore, because that is wonderful. Then we go on to this scene where these two are talking. Oh my goodness. Latrice. Now, Latrice says she's going to reach out to Tamara and have a conversation with Tamara because she wants to make sure that Tamara is okay because of all the stuff that happened at the smash party or whatever. Now, I'm glad that she did reach out to her, but it kind of made me feel like she was telling Tamara, listen, I'm reaching out to you because none of the other girls reached out to you. They didn't reach out to you, but I'm reaching out to you. Come on now. Latrice, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. You just tell her you reached out to her because you want to support her, hear her out, let her know that she's got a friend that, is there to listen and hear what she has to say. But you don't have to throw the other girls under the bus and try and make yourself look good. I don't like when girls do that. You try and throw the other girls in your group under the bus to try and make yourself look good. You don't need to do that type of elevation. That to me is ridiculous. Just be there for your friend. Latrice, just go and visit Tamara and say, listen, Let's just talk. I know you were hurt. Let's talk about this. You don't have a nice conversation. Hey, in my opinion, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. What's up, beautiful?
Oh, I'm fine. Blessed and highly favored.
Oh, you better come on now. Say that. I say that. What's your thoughts on this Bell Collective?
Let me tell you something. I think here's the thing. We got to stop acting like in order for us to be successful, we got to drag somebody else down.
Right.
Because what does it accomplish you to gain the world and lose your soul?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like these girls on here, that's what they do. They drag each other down. They say the lowest thing they can say, and it's frustrating because they are so accomplished in their own rights that why we can't just uplift each other and support each other. You don't have to like them, but you can still uplift them and support them and be that comforter that they may need. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be best of friends, but we can all live in this world. We can all get a piece of the pie. This world is big enough for all of us to be successful in.
It is. It is absolutely right. We don't have to be all this crazy stuff that they're doing, out there. We can just be loving and kind of support each other. And I think what happens, in my opinion, I think a lot of women are trying to hide a lot of their own, like I said, their own insecurities and stuff, and they deflect their hurt onto the other girls that are around them, and that's not a good thing to do. Because look, okay, look, this other scene that we were talking about, this is a perfect case. Marie, she's going through a lot. Let me show you this part. Marie, when she has this conversation with her dad, with her mom, she's having this conversation with her mom. She is going through a lot, still trying to get her mother on the right path away from these drugs. And she's dealing with her health. So it lets me know, look, Marie, you going through a lot, but you still don't have to be nasty and behave like this. Go ahead, in my opinion, continue.
Well, see, Marie, she got so many issues that she needs to solve for herself anyway. And
Hmm.
what Marie problem is Marie wants to be bigger and better than everybody else. And you can't sweep around somebody else's door until you sweep around yours. Okay, you got enough issues on your plate. Baby, deal with yours. Let me deal with mine.
Absolutely. Marie's got a lot going on. Now, I pray that her mother does get the help that she needs to come off of those drugs and to stay off those drugs, because this type of thing is happening in a lot of families. And the sad part is when parents are addicted to drugs and there are, in a case like Marie's mom was out there, they end up in these crack homes and on the street, leaving their kids behind at a young age. That's really hard. And so I'm glad that Marie is sharing this part of her life with us, the viewers. And I'm praying in an effort that it will help some of these other parents to look at themselves like Marie's mother and say, listen, I don't want to be that parent. I don't want to be that person. And if I'm like this, if I'm acting like that, then I want to change. I want to change and I want to do better. So I'm hoping that a parent will see these episodes and take this from that and say, listen, I don't want to be that parent like that. I'm going to change my life and change my life today. That's what my hope and prayer is. Thoughts on that, in my opinion, on the scene with her and her mom?
Well, I just think that, even when Marie told her mama, said, do you want me to get you in the treatment center? She said, I feel like you can't help somebody who don't want to be helped. You kind of have to, help them from afar because if you enable them, then they're gonna feel like they justified in doing the same thing over and over again. And I know it's hard with addiction, but just like anything else, you have to put boundaries up in place. And if Maria is gonna actually take her mama in and be consistent, then she need to tell her mom, look, you need to at least do outpatient therapy, if nothing else, to get you, started on your way. Because here's the thing, it's no hurting, trying. Because let me tell you something, that trying will get you there faster than you sitting on your back to no, I'm gonna do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I pray she does get help. Thank you, in my opinion, for your comment here too. Also, when you said that's what happens when, I guess you're saying about Latrice, when you value more money than friendship, this is what happens. Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Erin, for your comment. She says, very good point, in my opinion. And she also said this. She said, sending prayers for Marie's mom, also praying for the family to heal from her addiction. Absolutely, absolutely. Praying for that family. Well, there's another mother that made the scene on this show. Well, these mothers, here comes the other mother. This one here, listen, girl, when his mother came, JJ's mama done came to town, y'all. She done came to town and she is trying to come in here and move and shake things in JJ's house. Well, JJ decided he wanted to move his mother in. And so Gucci wasn't too happy about it. And at first I was like, so Gucci, why are you doing that? Don't be like that to, to her. That's his mama. Why don't you be happy that his mom, he wanted to help his mom out. And then she came in that kitchen like a whirlwind, the mother. In my opinion, did you see that part where the mother came in there?
Yes, talking about the percolator. I need her to stop talking about the percolator, okay? If you want a percolator, go back home to your house and get your percolator.
She came in there and I had to fast forward, rewind. I mean, I had to rewind that thing so much. I was like, what is she doing? She just complaining her whole process in there. I was like, oh my goodness, mama, you have got to do better. This was way too much. I even said to myself, how long is mama staying there? How long is mama staying? Because mama be leaving soon. Because I could understand now with Soguchi. I think this is also going to be an issue for Soguchi and JJ's kids, because there's already tension between her, Soguchi, and JJ's kids because of what Soguchi did to their mom. But now that the mother is coming in here, I think this is going to bring more tension for Soguchi and the daughters. Do you think so? Like if they find out that Soguchi says something to the mother that the mother didn't like, if the mother go back to the grandkids and tell them something, there's going to be more tension. What's your
Well,
thoughts?
I think there's a lot of tension already. I think it's different when you've had these talks with your kids before and they've told you how they feel about you treating their mom a certain way, and then
Mm-hmm.
it happens again. I think they're fed up. I think they've heard the okay, we're gonna try and do better so many times that they're like, okay, enough is enough. Like I get that daddy moved on, but you know that's still our mama. Respect our mama.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, the other scene that we saw, and great points in my opinion, I love the other scene we saw was this one where Marie speaks with her friend, and her friend speaks of her mother is gone, her mother is no longer here, and she wants Marie to have a better relationship with her mom. And this was a touching scene that I saw on here. It was very touching, and I get what her friend was saying on this. We do have to be better as far as relationships, but mothers, you got to try and figure it out, especially those of you who are dealing with drugs. I always tell people, if you don't start it, you won't have to try and get off of it. And I know a lot of people say, well, that's easy to say but hard to do. But it's better when you think about it for the future. I was growing up in Miami, and I mean, drugs were prevalent all around Miami. But I had to make a choice that I'm not going to get on these drugs because I did not want my life to look like the lives of other people that I saw. And so I think sometimes people do this and they're not thinking about the next step or the next day or the next year, the next lifetime. They're just thinking about that very moment. What's your thoughts on that part with her friend and Marie had that conversation, in my opinion?
I was glad to see Essie make an appearance. I've been looking for her all season. Here's the thing. Essie is a good friend, okay?
Yes, she is.
And what Essie was trying to get her to understand is like we can't change who our parents are, but you gotta love them while they're here,
Hmm.
because he does come short. And like I said, I've lost my mom, and it
Yeah.
was painful, and that stuff you can't take away, and sometimes it leave you with a lot of guilt.
Mm.
And then you have to realize that what God sets for you and what God places in your life is for a reason or a season. So
Hmm.
whether it's friends, relationships, your parents, whatever, He puts them in place for a reason or a season. You have to learn from those lessons. And I am
Hmm.
so blessed to say that I actually had to see. drug addiction in the family, so I already knew how it would affect. You know,
Wow.
so I never did get into the drug scene. You know, my parents was really strict anyway. Like, yeah, they wouldn't let me go out. They wouldn't let me party and stuff like that. But they did things that they did because they loved me, and I appreciate it. They took me
Yeah.
to church every Sunday. I was at Afterlife meeting and Bible study,
I
and
love
sometimes I felt like
it.
I was at church more than I was at school. You know, but I thank them for those blessings because it made me the woman that I am today.
Yes, yes. I love that. Me too, girl. I spent more time in church under the church pews when I got tired, wanted to go to sleep. I mean, we spent so much time in church. And back then, we were like it was punishment. But as you get older, you realize they were rearing us up and keeping us out of trouble and teaching us the right ways of the world. And I'm grateful to my parents for having us be there. So I remember some Sunday mornings we go in Sunday morning, we wouldn't leave until
6 o'clock. I know. Oh, we used to get there. It was like 8 o'clock, and we get there at 6. And I'm like, we've been here all day, And then all they still want to talk about was church. And I was like, man, we can't talk this much about church. But let me tell you something. A house that is, that doesn't leave God, He won't leave you. So
there you go. There you go. Well, let's get over and let's talk about this next scene where the ladies go to the party. They go to Soguchi's party. Well, now JJ says he always throws a big bash for Soguchi for her birthday party, and he wanted to throw it up big, give it up big. So he has this beautiful party that they're there, and she had a theme that she wanted everybody to wear black and black or gold or something like that or whatever. And they had this huge party. Now so Gucci invited everybody. She invited everybody, including Latrice. I mean, I thought that was good that she did that. I was like, okay, so Gucci, I get you. She's like, let me just go ahead and invite everybody. But before I get to the gift that keeps on giving, what do you think about the conversation, in my opinion, that Latrice's assistant had with Aikisha when they went out on the balcony?
I feel like Akeisha was being messy in that moment, and this was what I was telling you last week when we was talking about this. Like
Yeah.
I'm on the fence with Akeisha because she comes off as this genuine person that wants to make friendships, but then to me it's like, why would you and Josh take Soguchi out of the party to tell her about issues that you're having with Latrice? Like you already know her and Latrice is on bad terms. Why would you be stirring the pot?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people that move like that, like I don't know how to trust you. I don't know how to take you when you move like that. I'm always one of them people that I like for you to come to me correct, come to me honest. I don't need no side shades, no, you know what I'm saying? Like with friends like that, you don't need no enemies.
But they are, and Keisha, you guys already had this conversation, so I don't know why it's bringing it back up again. The conversation was had already, so I think that I don't know the purpose behind it. Maybe there's something in the scene or previous scene that we
Right,
missed.
let's be honest. Latrice told the truth. Josh is not really your friend. I've not seen him with you, hanging with you outside of him doing your hair and your makeup. So let's be
Mm,
honest. He's your makeup artist. Just be point blank and period. He's not your friend because when that man needed somewhere to stay, I didn't see Akeisha and her husband putting them up in their house.
boom. Boom. You know what? That is something. Now Latrice did take him in, but I do think that the assistant did get too involved in Latrice's relationship. And I can
He
understand.
did, and this is the thing. When you're in somebody's marriage and you're going around telling people about their marriage, that is very disrespectful.
That is bad. And even if it's a cry for help, even if he was trying to say, "Well, I was telling everybody because I'm worried for her," it still comes off as messy vibes. And I don't know. We did not see. He did not mention that Latrice's husband, hit her or beat her or anything. He just said he talks down to her and he doesn't like the way he talks to her. And we saw on camera, we didn't like the way he talks to her. But Latrice had to determine if she wants to continue to put up with that. That's something she has to do. Now, what he can do is he can talk to his friend Latrice. The friend can talk to Latrice and say, "Listen, I
Yeah,
don't
I
appreciate it."
would have respected it better if he had to talk to Latrice about it because here's the thing. when you're in somebody's marriage, you're only seeing one side of it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see all the moving parts. From the outside looking in, you could see something that's chaotic, but for them, it could be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the way that he gets through to her. I don't know what their relationship is like. I don't like the way I see her, being treated on the
I
show.
don't either.
But
Mm-mm.
if she likes it, then there's nothing you can do to change that because a woman has to know for herself that she's had enough and she's worth more and leave that man for herself.
That's right. That's right. She's got to do that. Well, it continues and the party continues. So Latrice does arrive. She shows up at the party with, her husband. I don't know if these people behind her are with her, but they show up. And so Gucci does go over, give her a hug, which I thought was cute. Give her a hug, and there are the ladies and everybody chit chat. Well, the party goes on, and everybody seems to be having a good time. And then, in my opinion, ooh, the gift. The gift.
Now
What?
that I don't know, that's a hot mess. I don't know no husband that's giving no wife a gift that's a stripper.
What? I could not understand. I was like,
I was like,
wait,
why I
what?
need the stripper when I got you? Like, just make that make sense. Like, no, I don't know. I don't know what part of the South she in because my husband would not be into that.
It made me think for a minute, what's going on in y'all's bedroom? Because, oh my goodness, that gift. I was like, really, JJ, that's what we doing? But I thought he was going to get her a car, a big diamond ring, or something. But when I saw the gift come out, I, my jaw dropped to the floor. And again, what guy loves seeing or likes seeing his wife rub on another guy? I don't know. That's freaky deaky to me. I don't know. Go ahead, in my opinion. That's freaky deaky.
I just feel like, you know what, give a gift that's going to bring in money.
Mm,
A new business, business office for her. Give a gift that's going to do something, that's going to bring something, but don't give a gift that's meaningless. Like, to me, this felt meaningless. Like, what would a stripper have to do with her and her success? Helping you with your marriage, helping you with the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that do for you financially? Because you have to think about this. Whenever we do something, we have to think about what are we doing it for. It has to bring
that-
some kind of purpose to your life. And for me, a stripper didn't bring any purpose into this woman's life at this point. She's already married. Like,
mm,
why she need to feast over another Nicky man?
that gift was excuse me, and I'm going to agree with you also. Give something as meaning, but maybe he felt like she had everything and that's what he preferred for her to have. But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, was it a gift for So Gucci or was it a gift for JJ? That's, I had to think about that for a minute. In my opinion, I had to think because I like,
Well, he was pretty happy.
he was real happy. He was real happy. I was like, I don't know. I think that
It
was
seems like a lot of them men was really happy though. Did you see how Cliff was looking over the shoulder and stuff? I was like, you know what? Grown men use it though. Look at another grown man taking his clothes off and he just peeking around the corners and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what kind of the South y'all in. Y'all might be on that down low South.
I know. That was a mess. That was a mess. Well, then we have this other episode. I mean, this other scene, and then we're going to be getting out of here. Hey, Fifi, how you doing? Thank you for joining. She said, "Hey, everyone, I don't watch this show, just stopping through. Thank you for stopping through and putting your comments in there. Appreciate you. Love you, beautiful. Thank you for being here." All right, so they have this party and they have the gift that keeps on giving. And Cha Marie was having a good old time with this gift. She was doing her thing. I think Marie thought that she was back up in the club somewhere, She didn't care who was watching, but she was having a good time. And it was nice to see all the ladies enjoying themselves all together. No fights broke out, no arguing, no glass throwing. Nobody had to be escorted out. I thought it was good that they were able to all be in the room together and have a good time. But then at the end of this episode, we see Letitia go outside and she's on a phone call, FaceTiming with Glenn. Glenn apparently got a call from Latrice's husband telling him that Letitia was at this party and she was all over the gift. And Glenn is yelling at Letitia, and Letitia's like, "I know you're not trying to take no words from what is Latrice's husband's name, whatever his name is. Take no information from him and try
Yeah.
and Cliff, not taking no information from Cliff and go and try and come and talk, and tell me about this, And Glenn, I mean, Glenn is upset and he is fussing and yelling at her, and they're having an argument while she's still at the party, but on the front porch. And I'm like, Glenn, you the one that's been out there cheating all this time. What nerve? And then I thought about it for a minute, in my opinion. I said, wait a minute. Because Letitia, I think, has been sending Glenn mixed signals. So Glenn, I think, thinks he's still in, and Letitia hasn't made it clear if he's out or not. So Glenn is having these mixed signals. Am I in? Am I out? What is it? So Glenn may think he still is the man that's running the house. Letitia's got to make it clear. But then on the other side, I don't think Glenn has the right to be fussing at her, talking about you dancing on somebody, when Glenn, you have been out with other women doing more than dancing. I don't know. Letitia's gonna have to make up her mind what it is she wants for her own life. She's really gonna have to make up her mind what she wants, because that is that relationship is a lot. So she has a conversation with Cliff, telling Cliff that he don't need to be in her business and stuff like that. And Cliff was like, "I'm gonna tell him what happened. I feel like I have a right to tell him." I guess Cliff think it's the bro code. What's your thoughts on that? In my opinion.
Here's the thing, okay? First of all, I'm gonna need Cliff because he was looking mighty hard too. I'm gonna need you to stay in your lane. First of all, it's not your place to get in somebody's marriage. And then Glenn, I'm gonna need you to do some therapy, okay? Because the one thing Letitia was right about is you're not gonna treat me like you treat like Cliff treats Latrice. Okay, set
Mm-hmm.
your boundaries, put your boundaries in place. Because here's the thing: a man can only do what you allow him to do to you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Lakeisha at the same time got to get it through her mind if she really wants to make this marriage work or
Right.
she's out. Because here's the thing: when his, grandma passed, God rest her soul,
Yes.
they formed a bigger bond back together. Now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if this bond was like, okay, we're gonna try again or not, but that's the way they insinuating it to look like, they trying to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, then you got to know that some things that you do is will be disrespectful to your husband,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you do have to respect your marital boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like every marriage has a boundaries. As a woman, you should have a certain boundary of what you wouldn't do as a married woman. Like it's okay for single women to be out there, fornicating and stuff, but it's not for a married woman. Like you have,
Mm-hmm.
even though he stepped outside of his marriage, you need to have enough respect for you not to step outside of yours. And legally, y'all are not divorced, and you're not legally separated either. So
Yeah. I don't even know if it's considered that she really did anything wrong, if she was just there with the lady celebrating and so forth. Now I saw Marie rubbing up on the guy. I saw Marie Latrice, I don't know which one was throwing money, but I didn't see Latrice doing some of the stuff. I mean, Letitia, I didn't see Letitia doing some of the stuff that Marie was doing. But I think a lot of men like Glenn get very insecure when their women are around other men, even if they say hello, because the men have done so much dirt behind their wives' back that brings on their own insecurities and thoughts in their own head when they see somebody else say hello or approach their wives, or their wives are around these other men. So a lot of that comes with a lot of guilt that the husband has done, and probably a lot of what's going on is the guilt that Glenn has done. Now, I think Latrice and Glenn need to really have a sit down conversation and understand, what are the boundaries? What are the boundaries? And have that conversation. But I think Letitia needs to understand that she does need to make it clear what the relationship is. You have them one day because you want to lay down and have fun at during the night, and then the next day you say y'all not in a relationship and you're moving and all this. There's too much confusion. Make it clear, make it plain. If they did get together, after the grandmother, unfortunately passed away, and Glenn said, "I want to make it work. I want to try again." Then y'all sit down, get some counseling, and get some real boundaries set in place. But if Glenn is just trying to be this control person, that's a problem. Now, Cliff, I'm gonna say a couple of things. Cliff, I understand that's your boy, and you like, I want to call and tell my boy what happened. I just pray, Cliff, that you told him the truth and you didn't call him just because you want to start mess. But I really think you called him just because you want to start mess, because you married to Latrice. You married to Latrice. So, birds of a feather. I kind of think that way. But I think that Glenn should have maybe called his wife and not argued or wait until she got home and had that conversation, and not have that conversation while she was there. It's just too much. I'm really praying that Letitia finds her own self-worth when it comes to men. And I don't see them really staying together, because I'm not sure if Glenn is finished with his cheating ways. Um, and I think what's happening with Glenn and like other men, allegedly, I think they get wiser and smarter at what they're doing and are able to hide stuff a lot better. I don't think they actually really stop. And so I'm really concerned for Letitia and her relationship with Glenn. Now, if they're one of those couples that successfully turn it around and they are able to say, hey, Glenn stopped his ways and we're in a better place, and he's never going to cheat again, and so forth, then I'm all happy for them, because I am for love. But a lot of times I've seen a lot of these men that have done this repeatedly are not the ones that's actually going to be the ones that stop it so quickly. That's just my thought. I think all these women are beautiful women. I think they all, are powerful women. And I'm praying that everything works out for each and every one of them. But your final comments, in my opinion.
I think a lot of them is in toxic situations,
Yeah.
but you have to remember that God don't dwell in mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need to get some counseling, some help, and I think they need to value themselves more, because when you lose your self value, your self worth, then you run the occurrence of this stuff happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you lie down and you take it, then you showing them how to treat you, essentially.
Yeah.
And instead of allowing somebody to treat you like you are something that's not worth anything, putting boundaries in place where you allow them to put you on a pedestal where they need you.
That's right. Put yourself on a pedestal. Put them
So
on.
here's the thing: it's not conceited to to say, "Hey, I'm the queen of my house," or "I'm the goddess of my house," or whatever, because you essentially are. You know what I'm saying? And no one should ever take that away from you. Can't
No.
nobody take anything that you don't give away. And I wouldn't give my self worth, my self value away to any of these toxic men on this show.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it does do a lot for our young women when they see these women putting up and tolerating these men's behavior. Sometimes it make these young women, as they grow up, the young girls, it makes them think that they have to do that they have to put up with a lot of the toxicity that these men are doing. And now we need more stronger women, and we need more loving men to be able to show our young children what a real, true, good, loving relationship is. And I would pray that some of these shows that are coming on television now will start doing that. Show us again the loving couples, the true loving couples on these shows, so that we can show our kids what that looks like. I mean, even when children can see two parents together in their home that are truly loving each other, they see that. But a lot of times they really are not seeing the real real until they see it from another relationship. Because most time kids are like, oh, that's just my parents. They always kiss each other, they always hug each other. That's just them. But they're not really getting the true of what's going on until they see it in another couple. And then they're like, oh, this person's loving and kissing on his wife and loving his wife, and she's loving on her husband, and they're faithful and loyal to each other too. Oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. So that's the kind of thing that I want the shows to start showing. I understand drama sales, I understand mess sales, I understand that. But please, can we get some shows out here that will really show real relationships that are loving, respectful, and kind and real. Can we get some of those shows, Carlos King and Andy Cohen? Can we get some of those? Where's the producer that's producing those? And I know a lot of people say, well, nobody's going to watch that. Well, maybe they will if y'all took off all this other stuff. Maybe they would. All right.
Yeah, because drama could be in the world without it being in your marriage. Like,
Yeah,
there's too many people that see marriages and this toxic, or you see women that put up with somebody cheating on them and stuff like that. And this shouldn't be what we see from our black people, because there are a lot of successful black couples that are doing big things, and so we want to see that. And we would love to see the wealth. Like, the friends can have a little tit tat every now and then, but as far as marriages being put on the TV, if they're not together, then let's not show that, because we don't need to, enable somebody else's toxic ways by putting it on TV for everybody to see.
that's right. That's right. We got to do better. We got to do better. All right. Well, I'm hoping while this writer strike is going on, some new young producer is coming up in the realm, and he or she are going to try and get some of these shows out there. I would love, love, love that. In my opinion, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you so much. You guys
Thank
go.
you for having me.
Thank you. Y'all go over to In My Opinion's page. It's just like on her logo up there, her emoji, In My Opinion. Y'all check her out. Subscribe to her channel today as well. Thank y'all so very much for being here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, where we're covering some of these shows that are out here. We're giving our perspective on it. And as we do that, as we do our recap on a lot of these reality shows and movies and programs, we want to try and pull out what's good in them, the good parts, or give our review point on them, on how they can be better. So we're watching and we're sharing, and we hope that you enjoy what we're sharing. And also, we would love for you to share our channel with others. Love y'all so much for watching. We're going to be doing more of these. Get that notification bell up and running, you guys. And to do that, you'll need to go over to our YouTube page and subscribe today. If you have not already subscribed, go on over there to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for the red mug and the microphone, and you'll know you have the right channel. Thank y'all for tuning in today. We'll be back for some more great topics, stories, and show ideas, and lots of laughs and fun, and most of all, lots of love. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back on one of our next episodes. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day today. Bye.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.